Thank you very much. We're back here, of course, Straight Talk Africa, and it's always a pleasure, Vice President John Dramani Mahama, to have you on the show. You know, in your book, you raised a very interesting point, especially, again, when you were a kid at the Great Achimota. You talk about this character by the name Ezra, who you pretty much present as a village bully, really, a village bully. Is that a sort of metaphor of a typical African ruler? And in fact, are you in touch with Ezra?
No, since we left school, I haven't seen Ezra anymore. But that is a favorite chapter for most people, because people can empathize with that particular story, because everybody had a bully in his school. And so anytime I have read that particular chapter while we were trying to finish them, I was trying to finish the manuscript. When I read that chapter, people say, oh, but I had a bully in my school too. But the story of Ezra is juxtaposed with the story of Africa at the time and what was happening in Africa. The early post-independence euphoria had quickly died out, and coups had become fashionable. And so all over the continent, you know, military dictators were taking over, and most African countries came under military rule. And these were leaders who took any reason as a justification for a coup, and they ruled, you know, unquestioned, and did all kinds of things, you know.
And that era is over.
That era is part of the lost decades. That era is over. There's a renaissance in Africa now.
Yeah, but what about...
Today, the majority of African countries are going through elections periodically.
But what kind of elections?
Rule.
What kind of elections? There are very few countries, frankly, that are going through credible elections. I mean, you now have a phenomenon where coups have been replaced with rigging elections.
Shaka.
Or fake elections.
Shaka, I would say that that is a step forward. It's a step forward to somebody sitting on the sidelines, judging parochially what he thinks the reasons for intervention are, and steps in and intervenes and usurps power. I think that civil society organizations, traditional leaders, religious leaders, and people in Africa, the media, everybody is becoming involved. And even though elections might not be perfect in some countries, they'll get better and better and better. So I think that democracy has taken hold in Africa, and human development is progressing, and people are becoming interested in how they are governed, the rule of law, issues of human rights, and that is a positive.